I don't want you to think always in these small walls. I prefer, of course, because this is what I can do. But there has to be different perspective, a different view of thinking. Well, we can make a list of 5 or 10 different walls which is possible, which you can use. But maybe there's another aspect to think for the whole conference. But what I always find that in such conferences, there are always a lot of subjective things. Yes, you listened, Acharyaji, Tulsi did so much things. We should follow this. Very good. Anekant had so much positive things. We should do this. Much better. But the point I'm trying to say, quantifiable. I'm a chartered accountant by education. So we are used to the figures. How we can justify our investment, the time which we have given here. So I'm looking forward to a different angle, but quantifiable. Well, I give to Sonali. Sonali has been a great help in putting up the things. She's organizing, managing this beautiful, very well done auditorium. The credit goes to her. Please give her a warm, warm applause.
Thank you.
She did a lot of things which I wanted her to do in 1 hour or 1 day, which was rather unusual request, but she put up with me. Thank you. Go
Thank
ahead.
you so much, Surendra Bhaiji. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A good leader is not the one who takes the disciple or the pupil where one wants to be. A good leader, a good guru is the one who takes the leader or who takes the pupil where he ought to be. So today when we talk about these things, one most important thing is that we as a generation need to be leading by example. We can talk, but if we do not put our talk or if we do not walk the talk, then there is no point. We are very grateful to our previous generation, my dad and my dadaji and the rest of the generation who is before me, that they have used all the resources very judiciously, and today at least I can enjoy the power, the petrol, the water, and at least I'm not facing those shortages which my child or my child's child might face. So as a generation, this generation, it is my responsibility to walk the talk and utilize this judiciously. But because Bhaiji wants quantification, and I definitely cannot say I will right now that I will use 10 liters of water or I will eat 2 kgs of food. So what I can say is that I would quantify by time. Every day I would spend 5 to 10 minutes every day thinking how can I use the resources given to me by God, by my parents, by Mother Earth very judiciously. This could be as simple as not making the car run here and there unnecessarily. I could run the errands by the car and save petrol judiciously. I could switch off the light when I do not need. This is what the whole world is propagating, the earth hour. I could use the water judiciously, as Shramniji suggested, fix up the leakages, or not take a shower in the bathtub. I could just take a small shower, certain things. And a lot of things are circumstantial because in a country like India, we face a shortage of clean drinking water. We face a shortage of petrol, which might not be the case in UAE or Iraq or Iran. They can do away with petrol. They can use the petrol to take a shower also, but we can't because, it's very expensive in India. So certain things are circumstantial. We have a lot of human power, which countries like Belgium, Finland, Iceland might not have. They value that more. So similarly, I think whoever circumstantially should judiciously utilize the resources and give back to the society and our future generation what they really deserve. Thanks.
Thank you, Sonali. I think what I could judge, one of the points which I could glean through your presentations, that we can allocate 5 minutes, 10 minutes of our day to think how we can use the resources judicially. How can we make the difference? Obviously, that's the whole idea of this conference. This afternoon, one of the points which we wrote in the place later, we considered writing, we didn't finalize it, to use 3 R's for any resources. First, reuse them. Secondly, reduce. And thirdly, recycle. Well, these are the common thing, obviously. So to put it in a different way, we do in the morning a prayer that Ram, Ram, Krishna, Bhikshu Sham or from Jesus or Buddhism, or whatever different quarter. So if we can give our 5 minutes a thought that how we are going to use judiciously the resources, I think that's the point I would like to carry it forward apart from your own views. I know I got the message from you to bring the things, but we have our guest speaker. I'm holding him back, but I would very much like to have your input. And nobody could be better than you, who have taught hundreds of thousands of students. He is the group director of Reliance. We are privileged to have him here. And I wouldn't let you go without putting your things free of cost. I'm sure he would charge $100,000 to Reliance or somebody else. Well, but here we are having only the best wishes and blessing from our Acharyas in exchange for your great views and ideas how we can move forward to the quantifiable objectives. The floor is yours.
I have just completed on September 9th 35 years of my teaching career. So I started September 9th, 1979 as a lecturer in mathematics in a town in Nagaon, Assam. So I went to see my chairman. I was relatively young at that time, being a professor. I was 22 years old. And the class I was to teach, the average age was about 25. These were MCOM students who were doing part-time classes and had to teach them business statistics. So I went to my chairman and I asked, do you have any piece of advice for me? He said, Deepak, I don't know any statistics or mathematics, so I don't know what to tell you. I said, no, Professor, I'm not asking any help on the subject. Any other piece of advice? I'm starting a new journey. His name was Professor Anil Sharma. He said a sentence that day, which I have never forgotten. He said, Deepak, when your shadow becomes longer than your height, remember, the sun is about to set. He said, when your shadow becomes longer than your height, remember, the sun is about to set. What he meant was, shadow is your ego. He said, when you teach the class and student asks you a question, don't try to pretend to give an answer. There is nothing wrong in telling them, I don't know, but I will get back to you. Come back to talk to your seniors. You will get the input from them. Next day you can go and give them the answer. After 3 or 4 classes, you can anticipate all the questions that are going to come, and that would make you a better teacher. So one advice I tell people, nothing wrong in acknowledging that I don't know something, because not everyone is supposed to know everything, but the moment you acknowledge, people see a sincerity in you. The other part that we practice at home, and which has worked quite well, every year, when the Das Lakshan Dharma time comes, we have a day of Uttam Tyag. Our family, I have 3 children, 2 daughters and a son, and 5 of us, we take a meaningful vow. And we take a vow, at least for that year, that this year we are not going to eat this thing for the whole year. And what we give up is something that you relish the most. For example, this year, all my 3 children have decided not to have any soft drink, whether Coke or Sprite, not only just Coke. Last year, they gave up anything to do with French fries or anything, something that you really like. And now it has such become that they don't go back to it even the next year. Once they learn that you can live a good life without something, why go back to it? And this has now become so popular when people hear about it, that even my Jewish friends, they come and tell me, Professor Jain, this year I took a nice vow. I'm not going to buy any shirt for at least 1 year. And I start using the shirts in my wardrobe. What I mean to say is, we have, जो संयम word कहते हैं, we need to Just have full control, because that's what the whole essence of Jain Dharma is. So I would just tell each of you something that has worked very well for me is every year, at least start for 1 year, I'm not going to do X. And if you don't know something, your boss would be happy if you acknowledge that you don't know, but you want to know it and then get back to it. Because brand is our reputation, and reputation is not just in words, it's not the promise you make, but the delivery of the promise. और आपकी वो जो sincerity है, that would be reflected very well. It has helped me over these years, and I'm sure it's a small step, but this step I describe as a step from success to significance. This is the journey we have to take. First be successful and then do something that is meaningful. You know, we professors love to speak, and I hope it shows. I don't want to give another lecture to you this afternoon. But again, Surendra Sahab, thank you
We would
for
like
include.
you to just, I would elaborate maybe something I'd like to clarify a little bit further. Again,
Sure.
I've been emphasizing on quantification.
Yeah.
The second point you refer to is a very interesting point, and I think this is going to give me some kind of viewpoints, because many times in Belgium, like Chris has seen in Belgium, most of the Indians are extremely prosperous.
Yes.
And when I tell my office that, look, you have to keep your desire low, you have to control, they say, look at all the villas you have, the Jains, they are supposed to be very, very careful with the resources, but they are the most worst culprits from the Belgian point of view. And I presented these questions to our Guru, Mahapragyaji. I said, Guruji, do you expect me that I don't acquire companies, I don't add to my business, I do not employ more people, I do not expand the business? He says, no, I never said you that. What I want you to remember is that reduce the amount of dollar which you spend on yourself. And I think you have given a practical example to follow on, and I'm sure I can follow it up. Sonali, I can sign on that as well, that this year
Yes.
we're going to do that. So that point is clear, but regarding the ego point,
Yes.
how do you quantify it?
So the point is, what do you mean by managing or maintaining your ego? What I want to tell you, the quantification I do is, don't pretend to be someone. Be yourself. That's all. कई बार कोई discussion होता है, some people are, you express an opinion without knowing too much about it. Impression management is not the business we Jains should be. See, data and facts get accounted, opinions get discounted. और किसी ने आपको कुछ कहा, hearsay should not be an argument for you unless and until you have read it, you have experienced it. So it may be slightly more complicated in the sense to quantify, but a simple quantification is नहीं कि झूठ नहीं बोलना, but if you don't know something, acknowledge it. And I tell you, your boss, your senior would like you more than you try to pretend. Human beings are smart. They can see through it. And once or twice they may believe you, but very soon you would be exposed that this guy likes to just say something, he doesn't mean it. And when people give you something to do, the boss really means that this work is done. That's why this is very surprising. Never read anything about management, never even be a head of the department of my school to go and be straight the dean, because my dean always said that first time he met me, he made this decision in 1992 that after I leave Kellogg, he would be the next dean, and I became in 2001. He formed that opinion 9 years ago because he knew that if you give this boy something to do, he will get it done. और नहीं होगा तो कह देंगे कि ये नहीं है. So that people know where you stand. So, Surendra Sahab,
Thank
the
you.
quantification is acknowledging your limitations. Don't be anyone else. You are yourself, and people would respect you for what you do. this is what I have believed. And remember one thing, nobody can do anything to you without your permission. Nobody can hurt you without your permission. So when we get something as a punishment, we are equally responsible for it. It's nobody else to do that part.
Thank you, Deepak
Thank
ji.
you for including
Much
me.
as would we like you to stay here as long as possible because it's free of cost, but we can't keep
No,
you
but
here.
time has money.
Obviously. Thank you.
कुछ नहीं
Well,
मुझे याद है.
thank you very much for staying. I guess if you have to leave, we would allow you to leave. Thank you for being here. It's a pleasure having you here. Thank you.
I didn't mean to disrupt, but see, many years ago, would you give me 2 minutes to share something? And this is who we are. I have said this story many times, but I want to say it once again because I want to listen to it. And for people of non-Indian origin, you would know what I mean. You know, it's very common in India, and it's that arranged marriage is what we all go through. I went to US in 1983 to do my PhD. While I did my PhD, got the job at Kellogg School, I was relatively old to get married. I was 32 years old. Now, कौन लड़की एक जैनी को देगा 32 साल? So my father got very worried, and there was no single one to marry in spite of having all the qualifications. So at one point he got so desperate that he put an ad in the newspaper. Now again, nobody put an advert, nobody responded. We got 2 proposals. One from a girl on north of India, from Mussoorie, and other from Shillong, the 2 ends of the Himalayas. And both were absolutely identical. Both had master's degree in English literature. Both were school teachers. Both had lost their mother at a very early age. Both had 2 brothers, 2 sisters. And looks-wise, almost similar or so. And I don't know how they looked, but I will tell you about one. So my father in March 1989 wrote to me, Deepak, when your schools are over, come, and we have seen the proposals from 2 girls. You should come, see them, and decide. And my father said that your mother and I went to see the first one, and we are now going to, in Delhi, the Mussoorie one, and we are going to Guwahati to see the Shillong one. So he wrote a letter to me saying, come in June, and we have seen the first one. And my father at the end wrote a sentence saying, I really liked her. आपको मालूम है, it's something like an extra pressure, you can say. I called my father. I read that letter and I called my father. And I said to my father, I used to call him Babuji. I said, Babuji, if you have liked her so much, there is no need for me to see her, and we should go with it. And the reason is my father was blind. He became blind at a very early age. So I said that you must have seen something in her that I cannot see with my physical eyes, but if you write that you have liked her, it's fine with me. My father called me back and said, you idiot, you don't have to see her, but she has to see you. Right? And I thought to myself, I teach marketing, but my father actually practices marketing. And then I flew, we met, hardly we met for 15 to 20 minutes. And this year, on December 12th, we are going to celebrate 25 years of our wedding. Okay? The point I want to make is, do believe in your seniors. When many people get advice, few benefit from it. जब बड़े बुजुर्ग कुछ कहते हैं, they have something in them which is called experience. We have a gentleman here, Nirmal Sethi, who knows my father. He was born with one eye, but lost the other eye very early age. He has seen 5 of us. We are 4 brothers and sisters, but not the spouses. But उनका जो intuition है, he could remember and know every person by the footsteps. So I am a big believer that Samni ji, koi bhi, if they ask you to do something or they share with you, take it in good spirit. आदमी हमेशा दूसरे की भला सोचता है. Yes, for her it was a very different experience. She is as strict vegetarian as I am. She is not a Jain, but she comes from this group of the Radha Swami group. She is far stricter thing, but now she is as Jain as possible. तीनों बच्चे हैं आज तक, अभी तक तो है ना कोई चीज़ खाएंगे बिना पूरा इंग्रेडिएंट्स पढ़े. और मद मांस मधु जो है, इवन हनी का इंग्रेडिएंट अभी तक अमेरिका रहते हैं. मेरा उनको ये कहना है कि जितने दिन तक हो सकता है चलाते रहो. So, ये हमारे संस्कार हैं. These are the संस्कार्स. And again, I feel very blessed to be with all of you. And I look forward to many more such interactions with all of you. From today, you have a friend. And you can always count on this person who is standing before you. Thank you.